and welcome back to my channel. Well, it's Sunday the 9th of June and I've just made a list of jobs that need to be done on the allotment, so I'm about to head up there now. Even though it's the middle of June, I've still got quite a few things that need to be planted out, and before I can do that I need to clear some of the ground, so it's going to be a busy afternoon. I'll give you a little tour of the allotment while I'm up there as well, so you can see how it's all coming along. Things are really starting to grow, the beans are going up the poles, and it's really quite interesting to see how it's progressed. See you up there. Then we've just arrived at the allotment, so I'll film my walk up to the plot as well, just so you can see, and I'll give you an idea of some of the other allotments as well and how great they look. Here we go. Some people grow lovely flowers up here. I haven't done that much yet, but next year that's the plan. At the front of my plot I've already started growing flowers, so here we are. That's the flower section. So I've put in some dahlias, as you can see, and sunflowers there. Put in, I think, 5, and then some at the back there. I've put in cosmos as well, so that's coming on quite nice. I'll start off with the greenhouse. So there's a lot less plants in here than there were. The chilies or peppers, whatever they are at the back there, they're coming on really well. Hopefully we'll soon be able to tell what they are. Just 4 tomato plants in there now, and as you can see, there are tomatoes. Look forward to those starting to ripen, that'll be nice. There's some dwarf beans that I need to put in, so I need to get those in today really. And then over at the back there's some swede and some ruby chard on the right hand side there, and I want to get those in today. At the top there on the right hand side there's some sprouts and sprouting broccoli I've got to go in, so there's plenty still to do. This is where I've taken the broad beans out, so I've got to put that big pile there into the compost bin this afternoon, and then start preparing this area for putting the sprouts and the sprouting broccoli. And I've got some January King cabbage that have got to go in there. Beans are starting to grow. These are Borlotti beans, and I had wondered, because last year they would just appeared to be sort of dwarf Borlotti beans. They didn't go up the poles, but it looks like they're going to this year. Helped a lot by that real downpour that we had. That's the Gyjanti beans. They're coming on. They're getting quite a way up the pole, some of those actually, which is nice. Carrots are doing great here. So these are sweet candle. So I've got 4 rows in now. So soon be time to put another row in. Cabbage, they're doing well. So these are spring cabbages on this side. Calibres, well, I've been having that. I'm going to take a load on tonight as well. Those plants probably will be finished soon, so I think they'll be starting to flower. Cauliflower, no sign of cauliflower heads yet, and there's quite a lot of green fly on those, so I've made up a sort of soapy spray to spray on those today, so that's one of my jobs. Over here, kale's coming on nicely, and kohlrabi. I don't know if you can see those through the netting. This is butterfly netting that I've got on here. Well, I'm very excited about those. I've never tried kohlrabi before, not to grow it, and I haven't eaten it either, so I might take one on tonight actually, see what I can do with that. More cabbage. These hopefully will be later than the spring ones, so I'm just hoping they will all be ready at the same time. Celery, really pleased with these. These are coming on well. There's quite a few stalks on each plant. I don't know if you can see that. So hopefully I can keep those going. This is the area which is absolutely full of bindweed. So I've covered that all over. But where those, I don't know if you can see where those poles are. So before I covered it, I made dug some holes and filled the holes up with compost, with manure rather. And I'm going to be planting butternut squash and Ukichi cherry plants in those. So that's another job I need to do either today or tomorrow. Strawberries to pick, lovely. See what I mean about the bindweed? It's all over this area, so I need to pull all of that out as well today and get as much covered as possible. That's my main crop potatoes there in buckets at the back. So they're Sapomira, and I put 2 in each pot. They're 30-litre pots of compost, and I put 2 seed potatoes in each one, and there's 10 pots there. They're coming on great. Sweet corn coming on nicely. I need to hoe all of this side actually. It's quite bad. Needs doing. Right. I'll take you to the other part of the allotment and just show you where I am. Although, to be honest, this first bit that I've just shown you is probably the most, what would I call it, fruitful, I suppose. Things seem to grow better on that side. I think it's more sheltered. So in the cold frame, that's the January King cabbage waiting to go out, and also all the squash plants that I'm going to put in over underneath where the fruit is. There's some leftover runner beans, which I don't really need. Another container of carrots. They are starting to come up, but there's very poor germination in these. And this is rainbow blend, so I don't know. I'm not sure that they're all going to come up. We'll see. Now, I've been harvesting these carrots. These are lovely. I'll just pull one up now and show you. These are Nantes 2, and I put them in February in the greenhouse. I'll get that one up just to show you. There. Really nice carrots. I'll take another one as well actually, because I'll be able to use those this week. Definitely good to grow them in compost in containers. Really pleased with that. Definite success with those. These are some of my outdoor tomatoes. This is a variety called, I forgot. Oh well, I'll tell you later if I remember. As you can see, there's lots of plum tomatoes there coming on nicely, so they're good for sauces. They're really good. And I've got these, I think I said before, these are for watering, so need topping up actually at the moment. But we had so much rain the other day, they might have gone short of water. Some marigolds there. Oh, these have been absolutely delicious. Mange 2. Never had it before. But I've picked so much Mange 2 lately. Look at that. It's just another load to take on tonight. So I've been freezing it as well as eating it. I'll pick another one there. You can eat them straight off the plants actually. Delicious. Now these were my replacement peas from the peas that didn't grow. But it looks to me like one of the pheasants has come along and ate them all. That's no good. Spring onions grown in gutter. They seem to be coming on alright. Another disaster. So I don't mind admitting my disaster. But for some reason, the shallots didn't really grow. And they all browned off and were dying off, so I took them out now. I need to find out what the problem was with that. But I can use this ground to put the leeks in. So I didn't want them to just be hanging around looking dead for too long. So they're gone. Lettuce, more lettuce. I've started off at home to replace this lot, but I just picked the leaves. And I've had loads of lettuce for the last few weeks. I think I think I got a parsnip growing. One out of all that I put in. I've got a feeling those might be weeds, but we'll see. These runner beans here are Czar runner beans, so they'll be for eating green off the plants or freezing. It'll be good. Cucumbers and gherkins. So sorry about the filming. So look, I've got one cucumber plant survived, that one there, and the other 4 are gherkins, so they'll be for pickling. That'll be good. Onions. Some of these have done well. There are some fairly big bulbs there. Others have been a bit pitiful, really. So it might be soon time to take them up because they're starting to die off now. But even the ones I put in recently have, you know, from seeds, are sort of dying off. I don't know what the problem is. I think this part of the allotment, this sort of whole section, it's very stony, but I do wonder if I can stand back a bit and show you, nothing on this side of the allotment seems to grow that well. So I think I just didn't put enough goodness into the soil perhaps during the winter. So it's a bit annoying. Not to worry. I've got the posts in for the loganberry. So there's a loganberry plant there, posts with wire. There's 2 posts over there, if you can see those, that one there, and then one further over. I've got to put the wire in. I might do that on that one today. Although I've got enough to do today. 2 courgette plants. There's a flower there, so I can see a courgette growing. So that's really good. And that's just the fruit area from the other side. The job I'm going to do today is get the all the broad bean stalks put into the compost bin, not that bin, but the bin on the other side of the plot. So that lot's going to go in the wheelbarrow, and I'm going to take them over. I can't film me doing it because I don't have a tripod, and it wouldn't be very interesting anyway. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to chop all those up once they're in the compost bin, just to help them break down easier and quicker. It's really good to use as much as you can to go in your compost bins, just so that we can get that nice sort of fresh homemade compost going. That lot put into the compost bin. So what I've been doing to break them down a bit is chopping away at them with this hoe. So it's hopefully breaking them up a bit. I suppose I could have used something else to chop them up, but there, it's a job I wanted to get on and get done. So that's done. That didn't take too long. So what I'm going to do, as I'm on this side of the allotment now, cover that over. Next time I come up, I've got a load of compostable stuff to bring up from home, so I'll add that on top of it. But while I'm down on this side of the allotment, I'm going to go down to the lockups down there because I need to go and get a spade. So I'll take you down and show you what our facilities are like, because they're really good. There's not many people up here this afternoon. I expect they were up here this morning. But I was in church anyway, so I couldn't be up here then. So we've got a big lock-up. It's got about 50 lockable. And, so not everybody's got one. I think I was just up here one evening, just at the right time, and I was told there was one going free if I wanted it. So I've got a friend who's got an allotment on here, and I share it with her. You can see those are wheelbarrows that anybody can use, but I'm fortunate enough to have my own. We have over here, you can buy a barrow load of manure at a time if you want to, and then we have all of this if you want to make paths with wood chip. All of this is free, so that's what I've done on my plot. So we've got a good committee, does all the work. So I'll just show you what facilities we've got inside our shed. There's a Salto lock on it, so obviously I can't show you the code. There we are. This one's mine. what I'm after is my long spade, long handled spade. Saves my back. We have kitchen facilities and toilets on site as well, which is really good. We can buy compost and bits and pieces, so it's very good. It's a good committee. Anyway, back up to the plot and get the work done. That's what I needed the spade for. I've got this well rotted manure that's been here for a couple of years. As you can see, it's nice and crumbly. Doesn't smell even. That's good. So that's, I'm going to put that on the area that I'm clearing to put the sprouts and sprouting broccoli in. Okay, that's that lot cleared anyway. So I've hoed off the weeds and taken them out, put them in there ready to go up to the tip. Next thing to do is to incorporate the well rotted manure, so I'm going to do that next. I can't actually put the plants out today because I realise I've forgotten to bring the netting up, but what I will do is I've got some more of these hoops, so I'll get everything ready, get the hoops put in ready, and I shall come up sometime tomorrow morning to actually put the plants in, but I'll show you that next time. I'm very pleased with the progress so far. The bed nearly finished now. I just need to put some composted manure on the top. I think it'll probably take 3 wheelbarrow fulls if I can get them out of that pile. Anyway, what I dug it over with was this. It's called a broad fork. I don't know how well you can see it. Very useful device if you've got a bad back. Just makes digging a whole lot easier, and really what you're doing is aerating the soil rather than actually digging it. I'll just put it back in, rather than actually lifting it up. And because of the double handle, you just dig it in like that, you pull it back, it loosens the soil up nicely because the tines are very deep, there you go, very long. And it uproots any sort of perennial weeds, anything sort of really deep rooted, I found comes out quite easily using this. I've used it a lot, as you can see, and one of the tines is bent there. But I'm still using it because it's quite expensive to buy, but it's one of the most useful tools that I bought myself. That and the very long handled spade has just made doing the allotment a whole lot easier. So yeah, so as it's quite warm, I'm actually going to sit down and have a drink of water for a few minutes before I do the next bit. I won't be able to put the netting on because I've left it at home, but I'm going to put the hoops in place, and then I should come up tomorrow and finish off by putting all the plants in. It'd be good to get them in. Jobs I wanted to do today is to spray the cabbage and the cauliflower that's got the green fly on. So I've made up a mixture and put it into this, which I have to pump up and down apparently in order to get the spray going. So it's a soapy mixture. Hoping it will work. I've used it before when there's been white fly on things. So we'll just give it a go and see. So I'm just going to spray it on these through the netting. I'm not going to take the netting off. Actually, I don't know if I'm close enough doing it that way. These ones at the back were the worst ones, so let's spray it through the netting. If that doesn't work, then I will have to take the netting off, but I was hoping not to. Need to pump it a bit more. Right, I think that's enough. Right, my final job before I go home tonight, I'm going to plant butternut squash and Uchiki kiri. I might not pronounce that right, I'm not sure. Anyway, when I laid the weed suppressant down here in what was going to be the fruit section, I had to do it to kill off the bindweed. But I actually dug 5 pits or holes and filled them with manure. Stuck bamboo canes through just to mark where they were. Hopefully I got them in the right places. So that I can plant some squash here. So what I'll do, in order so the fabric doesn't fray, I should burn holes, circular holes to plant through. So I brought this up with me. So hopefully it's going to work. You probably can't see that. But anyway, I should be using that to burn the holes in the fabric and then plant through. So I'll show you when that's done. Right, that sow's done. So that's the Uchiki kiri there. Another one there. And then 3 butternut squashes. There, and there. And I think that's enough for today. It's been a busy one up here. Feeling really tired, so I'm just going to, instead of overdoing things, I'm going to pick a few strawberries and go home and cook dinner. So thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the little bell so that you get reminders every time I put a new video up. Thank you for watching. I'll be happy to read your comments on the things that I've been doing today. If you've noticed any mistakes I've made, please do say. I'm quite a novice still. This is only my second full year of doing the allotment. Bye then. Thank you.